Hey marketing leader, today I'd like to talk to you about 5 mistakes that you should avoid when working with an agency, any sorts of agency, primarily agile agency, but I hope that is what you're already searching for. Agile agency is way to go, whoop, but nonetheless, there are mistakes. And the sooner you eliminate those mistakes, the better your life as a marketer will be. Trust me, we are on the receiving end and I'm just giving a feedback to you for a change. First mistake is generalization. You are working with an agency that is average at everything because they offer everything. You can't be expert at everything at the same time. So if you are in an engagement with any agency, make sure that agency has a niche, make sure that they are specialists at one field, maybe two, but not at everything. So if there's a company that tries to offer you SEO, CRO, web design, branding, strategy, analysis, all sorts of just don't, unless you're in for average. On that note, we have a video why you should approach website specialists to build you your next website. We'll link to that video in the description below. Decision maker is an extremely important role on your end, you as a client. Decision maker needs to have the highest authority on the project because otherwise someone from the higher ups can come over, not being briefed in whatsoever, what's going on, what's the reasoning behind things. They simply come in and say, no, do that way, okay? Because they have the power. So my advice to you is, if you are working with an agency, make sure you have decision-making power. Otherwise, you're risking resource wasting and disappointment and frustration, really. Because imagine you've been working with an agency on something, like whatever that is, for a week, couple of weeks, and then someone else comes into play and say, nah, that's crap. What can you do? So always make sure you have that authority to make decisions. Third point, and this is hurtful to you, I think. You think you own the product, the website. No, you don't. Sorry. You can't own a website because you are not a website expert. If you work with an agency and whatever service they try to provide to you, that is SEO, CRO, web design, or everything in between, give them control. They are the experts, and just remind yourself why you approach them in the first place. It's because hopefully you trust them to do the good job. If you don't have that trust to let it go, then it's time to change an agency. Simple as that. So again, you are not the product owner, the agency is, because they are expert and they are being paid for being those experts and to deliver the results you're expecting. So leave them be, enjoy the results. On that note, don't think that you're outside of the picture. No, you're extremely important component of the relationship. You are the expert too. However, you are an expert in your own field. So if you work with an agency for, let's stick to that website because it's just my field. If you are working with a website agency, you don't go to them with a request such as change that button, add top bar, announcement, fix navigation, or do that. No, you come to them with a problem because they are there to come up with a solution that is the best for you. You are not the problem solver, you are problem sharer, I guess. So just think about it, okay? If you have a request or a need to change anything on your website, try to articulate your problem to that agency so that they have an opportunity to shine and to provide with a solution that's the best investment for your money and time. This one we talk about all the time. Our fourth mistake that you should avoid is lack of feedback loops. And a feedback loop is effectively exchange of information, what went wrong, what went well, quick feedback loops, that transparency, quick exchange of comments is extremely important. The moment something is not good, tell them. And you agency owner, if you are watching this by any chance, even though that video is not really for you, tell your client too. Don't shy away. You are in a relationship and the only way to maintain relationship is to be truthful, say as it is, stay transparent, stick to your principles and explain yourself so that you give the other party an opportunity to understand you. Also, if you look at that issue from a different angle, from maybe more of a product cycle, you will want to release, make changes as soon as possible. Don't overthink it, just do it, launch it, see what works, see what doesn't. So I don't necessarily just mean relationship and the quality of it, I also mean the output of your work. The sooner you put something out, the sooner you can get feedback from users or whoever that product is for, assume some kind of end user, and therefore you can learn, improve, and build that value much quicker. 5, and this is a follow-up to the third point, you are making your requests wrong. So not only you are wrong in thinking you are the product owner, but also the requests that you are making to the agency are inappropriate. And what I mean by it, you are telling them to increase that font size, to move the button to the left instead of middle. This is fruitless. This is inefficient. It wastes time. How do you know? That is probably your preference, your bias, your outlook on the world talking. You have no data to back this change up. So instead, here is my advice. When you send that email, think again, probably delete it all and start again. Write down the problem. And frankly, you probably won't be able to do it. So imagine you are wanting to change that button. So hopefully no one from higher ups told you to do it. Hopefully it's just your idea, please. You have written an email, please move that button to the left because I don't like it in the center. That's probably a clue because you just don't like it. That doesn't matter, it's right. Okay, so delete that email and try to flip it. Think about the problem that it creates if we don't make that change. You might find yourself out of words, and if you find some words to put it in, it might look weak, and therefore you decide not to proceed and save yourself time and money and agency's resources. So all I'm asking, think twice and keep that user in the middle before making any decision. How does the user benefit from moving that button to the left? You tell me. Okay, am I wrong? That's what I think. That's how I see it. And if you think I am wrong, do tell me. By all means, I'm here and open for discussion. But for now, that's really it for me. All that's left for me to do is to ask you a question. How do you work with your agency? What would you do differently if you could? Or maybe you can, but you just don't want to. Then why? Tell me. The more transparent an agency and a client are in the relationship, the more solid it is, the more powerful it is, the more change driving force it becomes. So please, by all means, raise your voice, raise your concerns, but be respectful, of course, and appreciate the expertise that agency is bringing to the table. And if you can't see that expertise, you are not with the right agency, truly. Believe me when I say it. So again, let me know in the comments all your thoughts. And for now, that's all. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.